can kind of see it in the camera, but I burned myself yesterday while I was curling my hair. I pulled a little too far and I touched my arm, and it was only there for a second, so it didn't even really hurt. But now it just kind of looks like a bite mark, and like I'm really hoping I don't have to explain that to anybody. Last time I burned myself was on my neck, and nobody believed me when I told them that I burned myself. Dear Just Getting There, happy Thanksgiving. We celebrated yesterday, but you know, it's still Thanksgiving weekend. It's a chance to be grateful for all the things we have in our lives and to wish others well. I actually don't know how that works in Canada. I know you guys have your own Thanksgiving that I think was last month. So I don't know if this weekend is even significant for you guys. I don't know if you guys do Black Friday, but you should tell me things. Educate me. Educate us poor Americans who are far too selfish to actually learn about any other country ever. I'm so sorry for my entire nation. I'm sorry. So I saw a couple of people on Facebook doing this, and I thought it was a really cute idea, but it might be too long for me to post as a Facebook status, so I thought, why not make a video? I want to talk about the top 10 things that I am grateful for in 2016. These are in no particular order, but number one, of course, has to be my nephew, little baby David. He was born on April 18th, and I am so happy that he is in our lives now. His sister adores him, and he's just the cutest little bundle. He's such a happy baby. I love him so much, and I think he has some of the funniest reactions to the things that go on around him. He's so sassy, and he doesn't even know it yet. Number two is McDaniel and graduation. Senior year was not easy. Senior year was full of a whole lot of crazy, intense emotions and stress, but it was also a lot of really great experiences and opportunities. I am so happy that I went through senior year the way I did, and I got to get close to certain people, I got to work with people in different capacities, and I got to graduate. I got to go to school and get an education, and I got to graduate within 4 years. And I am so happy that I pursued the major that I did, and that I got the experiences that I did while I was at McDaniel. Number three was living in the executive suite. I know that I talk about this apartment a lot. And to be honest, we're all at the point where we can be open and say that by the end of senior year, we were all ready to kill each other. There were negative experiences that came with the positive. But honestly, for the most part, it was such a positive experience. It taught me a lot about being more independent, you know, the kind of way I want to run my house whenever I am able to move off on my own. And it also gave me a really great group of girls just to have in my life. Again, things weren't always 100% amazing, and that's to be expected when you live with a lot of people. But we've all had some distance now, we all still talk every now and again, and it's so great to know that they are there for me no matter what, and that I'm there for them. I mean, we're not next to each other anymore, we're not like 2 seconds away from one another, but just pick up a phone and send a call or a text or a meme sometimes when we're having a bad day. These girls are there for me, and I know that is a fact, and it wouldn't have been possible without sharing the experiences we did living in that apartment together. So honestly, I am grateful for all of the good and all of the bad that came with it. Number four is my job. I am ridiculously grateful for the opportunity to have a job and not even really have to stress about that. I was talking to your brother about this recently. I actually was offered the job by a sister from church. Honestly, it was amazing to come home from school already thinking about how am I going to pay off my loans, how am I going to get income, and just get a text from some friend and say, hey, we have a job position open, are you interested? How soon can you start? Like, that's amazing and incredible, and I recognize that a lot of jobs come through connections, and I'm just so glad that I was offered this job that I am comfortable with, that is incredibly convenient for me, and is such a good atmosphere to work in. Number five was my trip to Chicago. I don't think I'm ever going to stop talking about it. One of my directors from McDaniel asked me to go with her and her family to Chicago for a week, and I basically just went on a free trip. The whole point of me going was so that somebody could hang out with their daughter because she's under 18 and somebody should be supervising her. But she's on top of it, she can handle her life. We had a great time together, all four of us, as well as Lena and I. And I saw some amazing things, some incredible shows, met some wonderful people, had fantastic food. I fell in love with this city. Like, I am sitting here and I can't wait to go back. I am so grateful that I went on this trip. It came at a really good time too. And I can't sing the family's praises enough for being so kind and generous with me. Like, it's so amazing, and I'm so, so, so blessed. 6 is my church overall and the different things that have happened this year. We finally have a permanent pastor for the first time in 3 years, I believe. He came, I want to say February or March. I was still in school, so I'm not sure of the exact date. But it was nice to come home and have somebody who was, there and was going to be stable and secure, and who actually genuinely showed his love and his interest for our congregation. Now that I'm back from school, I get to work with him more and get to know him better, and I also just get to be more involved in church. It was kind of difficult while I was still in school because I always wanted to do things but never could because I was never there long enough. But now they're having all of these different events, and they're pushing a lot more for the youth involvement, so that's already kind of given me more opportunities. But it's nice to know that I'm there and I can offer my skills, whatever they may be, for whatever they may need. 7 is relationships. This is kind of weird to say considering I haven't actually dated anyone in several years. It's not just 2016. I haven't actually been with someone in a really long time. But there have been people that I've gotten close to this year who I was involved with romantically in some way, and by that I mean we were just kind of talking and seeing where things would go. And you know what? Unfortunately, not a single one of those worked out. Not one. And that's okay. I'm grateful for the experience, I'm grateful for the things I learned from each relationship, and I'm grateful for those people. Because if it hadn't been for us trying to get closer romantically, then I probably wouldn't know them as well as I do. And now I have some really amazing, lasting friendships. I'm just happy that these people are in my life and that they've shown me so much kindness. I'm grateful for the constant reminder that God knows what He's doing a whole lot better than I do, and that this is completely up to Him and in His hands. I'm grateful that this is in God's hands. Oh my goodness, I would make so many terrible choices if God weren't sitting there guiding me the entire way. And it's also amazing to know that after all of the crazy, wonderful, happy experiences I've had, God's telling me that something better is coming, that He has something even more amazing planned for me. How can I not be excited and happy about that? That is definitely something to thank God for. Number 8, I am grateful for therapy. I know that I've talked about this before, but I'm just grateful that I was able to keep up with counseling throughout the end of my senior year at McDaniel, and I'm glad that I took time to look into it now that I'm back in Silver Spring. I'm also glad that I'm at a point now where I'm a lot more comfortable talking about my mental health and the different things going on with it. 9, the obvious. I am grateful that your brother is here for 2 months. I know it's going to sound really cliche, and I'm sure everybody's sick of hearing me talk about it. I got the surprise that your brother was here at the perfect time. I was having a terrible, terrible weekend. It was a really, really difficult moment for me to go through. And literally all I wanted to do was just Skype your brother and talk to him and hope that I'd feel better after a good conversation. And instead of Skyping with him, he showed up at my front door and told me, hey, I'm gonna be here for a while. And obviously, I don't get to see him every single day, but it's nice to know that he's there, that if I really needed to, he's just a few minutes away, and that we do get to spend time together. We can make plans and we can see each other. That's something that I haven't had in years, and I am so glad that I have that now. Even if it's just for a couple of months, I will take it. And I'm hoping one day that that'll be the case with you and me. Obviously, I'm not saying you have to move back down here for a little bit. I'm saying eventually we're going to be at a place where we can visit each other every now and again, and I look forward to that day. And number 10, I am grateful for voting. I recognize that this election has been incredibly hectic for most people, and it's brought a lot of anxiety, but aside from the actual election and its results, I am really grateful that I finally had the opportunity to do my part and put forth my opinion. This is the first time I ever voted, and I was a little nervous about it. I was panicking because I didn't get my sample ballot in the mail, so I thought maybe I messed up, maybe I didn't register, maybe I ruined everything. But everything worked out as well as it needed to, and it all went really smoothly, and now I can say that I've done it. Now I know what the process is like, and I am really excited about the fact that I'm finally getting involved in politics. I always used to be so naive and blissfully ignorant about it because I thought it didn't pertain to me and it really shouldn't matter at all. It was just sad, boring stuff. But I'm excited for this new opportunity, and then I now have more motivation to continue to learn about these things, to not just roll my eyes and say it's somebody else's problem, but to make it an active part of my life too. As a bonus, I am grateful for you and for this channel and everyone who puts up with these videos and actually finds some enjoyment in them. Thank you for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you next time. Love, Sammy. Everyone has all these cute Snapchat stories of them like putting up their Christmas tree with their family, and I'm like, we don't get a tree this year.